Hello, this is Karma from Karmalogic Min Pixel Studios. Welcome to the Monica Motion Dark Science Investigation. Today, we are examining the current progression of the Sun as it transitions from what is termed the solar minimum to the solar maximum. This 11-year sun cycle, which includes a pole shift, creates more sunspots during the maximum and less during the minimum. We have used 5 years of sun imagery from the NASA Stereo Ahead satellite to illustrate how quickly this shift has occurred. The same 15 days are shown for each year, December 1st through December 15th. We begin with December 1st, 2019, and continue until December 2023. The Sun is energetic, dynamic, and electromagnetic. This is a 5-year simulation of the electromagnetic fields cycling in what appears to be a chaotic way. However, out of the chaos emerges a curious 11-year cycle, approximately, of north-south pole flipping, which has been somewhat reliably observed over the last 600 years. The 11-year cycle is directly related to a rise and fall in the number of sunspots present on the Sun. We are currently just beyond the beginning of a solar max, when the Sun produces multiple sunspots with tangled magnetic field lines, all orbiting above and below the equator. The Earth is constantly bombarded by radiation coming off the surface of the Sun. We are familiar with this phenomenon, which our very own electromagnetic field is shielding us from, manifesting itself as the aurora borealis, generally seen in the north and south regions of Earth. It probably goes without saying that these colorful displays will intensify when there are more sunspots. Enter the Carrington event, which was a serious solar storm that took place at the beginning of September 1859, just a few months before the solar maximum of 1860. The solar blast burned down telegraph lines, buildings, and seriously injured unfortunate telegraph workers who were touching metal at that moment. In August 1859, astronomers around the world watched with fascination as the number of sunspots on the solar disk grew. Among them was Richard Carrington, an amateur skywatcher in a small town called Redhill, near London in England. On September the 1st, as Carrington was sketching the sunspots, he was blinded by a sudden flash of light. Carrington described it as a white light flare according to NASA spaceflight. The whole event lasted about 5 minutes. The flare was a major coronal mass ejection, or CME, a burst of magnetized plasma from the sun's upper atmosphere, the corona. Within 16 hours, the CME traversed over 90 million miles between the sun and Earth, unleashing its force on our planet. According to NASA spaceflight, it usually takes CMEs multiple days to reach Earth. What this tells you is that the blast was either very, very large, maybe sort of facing Earth, or that it was large and faced Earth directly. The horizontal axis on the graph shown above spans 170 years, beginning in the year 1750. The vertical axis, which represents the number of sunspots observed each year, illustrates the reliable cycle of polar flips, occurring every 10 or 11 years. We will zoom into the year 1859 to see where the sun cycle was at the moment. Richard Carrington was blinded by the bright flashes bursting from 2 sunspots he had been observing. As you can see, the sun was indeed near the solar maximum on September the 1st in 1859. Hopefully, you have been able to grasp the basics of our dynamic sun and the cycles which impact us here on Earth. This video was produced with a long-term investigation of how we, along with our home planet, have evolved through time. This is the sun, as seen from the NASA stereo ahead cameras, January 13th through the 17th. Several spectacular mass ejections were captured, reminding us that we are climbing the ladder up to the solar maximum. We will be following this phenomenon in future videos. Until then, this is Karma signing out. Karmalogic. Believe only verifiable information and always ready your mind for the change, which will surely come.